on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey guys, have y'all checked out the Rise and Fall of WCW DVD?
Yeah, I did. I saw it 2 days ago. I sent it to Ryan today. You didn't watch it yet, did you, Ryan?
No, yeah. You told me it was a bunch of replayed stuff from.
They had new interviews from some people, but a lot of it was recycled in. Like Eric Bischoff, anything he said was from like the Monday Night Wars DVD stuff you've already heard him say word for word.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys wouldn't agree to be on the DVD.
Oh, I know why they did it. I'm just saying I was so looking forward to it. I mean, the Rise and Fall of ECW was like 3.5 hours long, and ECW was only in business for like 7 years. WCW, I mean, if you want to get technical and tie it with NWA, they've been around for over 100 years, and there's a lot of history that they just skipped over or they just brushed over real quick. And the whole thing was like an hour and a half long. You know, I thought it could have been a lot better. It was good enough, but it wasn't as good as I was expecting.
Wrestling Head, what's up? Did you see it or what?
What did you think of it?
Oh man, it was great. You know, but I didn't like how they had to trash Kevin Nash and Jarrett. You know,
they went at Nash hard. You're right.
I guess Vince still has a beef with Jarrett. Well, I don't know why.
Well, see, they let Dusty off the hook because they trashed Nash for his booking, but Dusty, my God, they acted like he didn't really do anything wrong when he had stuff going crazy there in the 90s. So.
But the most funny part is when they showed when the WCW pay-per-view went off the air.
Yeah,
that
Lakeland.
Was funny.
Yeah.
They trashed Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff, and they showed Kevin Nash is burying Goldberg and everything. So, I mean... But
they threw in the Jim Ross comment where he said it's a very heated, debated issue, whether or not Goldberg should have been beat and whether or not Nash should have been the guy to beat him. A lot of people have mixed feelings on that. So, they addressed that, but they did. They went at Nash hard. They went at Russo hard. And the big controversy back when the pay-per-view shut out when they went over the time in Lakeland, they used to think the WWE had something to do with having the cable company shut it off on them, which was untrue, I believe. So, they addressed that. I mean, they touched a lot of the big points. They just didn't spend enough time on some of the more important.
That was just funny. It was funny, you know.
Yeah, it was cool. All right.
But, another question.
Go ahead.
Oh, what do you think of the WWE doing themed pay-per-views like Hell in a Cell, Breaking Point, doing these themed pay-per-views?
Well, they had a survey that came out today. They're asking about 3 different themed pay-per-views. One would be a street fight pay-per-view. One would be a tournament format pay-per-view, I guess kind of like the King of the Ring. And the other one would be a TLC pay-per-view. They're asking fans to vote on that. And the last time they did that was when they came up with the Breaking Point.
Do you think it's a good idea, or it's just...
I think they're kind of copying TNA. What do you think? Ryan, do you think TNA's got some all-cage match?
You don't want to overuse gimmick matches.
No.
You know what I mean? So to do an entire pay-per-view, I mean, TNA has that one pay-per-view, TNA Lockdown, which all matches are inside steel cages. But as far as, I mean, every match on the card being a TLC match, I mean,
that's retarded.
You know, every match on the card being a street fight, I mean,
Tournament I get. I like the tournament idea.
A tournament would work out. Submission.
I don't like that one.
You know what I mean? Every match, I just don't agree with every single match on the show. Although TNA Lockdown is not that bad.
Yeah, but that's cages. That's a good idea.
Right,
I mean, if you're going to do any match, a gimmick match, that's going to be every match, I think cage match is pretty much the only one you can do because it's the same thing. It's just a cage over the ring instead.
Right. So I mean, I don't know if it's just the main events. I don't have a problem with it. Where if it's 2 or 3 minute events, but if it's every match on the show, I think you're overusing your gimmick matches. You know what I mean?
All right. Anything else, man?
Anything else, buddy?
No, that's all. Thanks for answering the questions.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the call. Let's go to New York. All right, we'll get Callie up next. Let's go to New York. New York, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
What's up, Ryan? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, man?
Good. Hey, man, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
Good. Hey, Ryan, you coming in for the next ROH show, the last show for Bryan Danielson on the 26th?
I will be there. I'm going to try to...
you're going?
I'm going to go down there. So hopefully we can get together. I'm going to try to do something like we did last time where people come down.
You got your tickets already, or you want me to pick them up for you? Because I know you like sitting up in the balcony with the real fans.
Yeah, I don't have tickets just yet.
I'll get them for you. Don't worry about it. But I got them. Don't worry about it. I know I got the balcony for you. Don't worry about it. I know where you like to sit.
Good news right here, man. Well, Jesus.
And my nephew told me to tell you hello. He's going away to college this week.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. Where's he headed?
He's going to Manhattanville.
Ah, Manhattan, no doubt. Into college, man. Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. He's 6'6" now, Ryan. Unbelievable how tall he is.
Wow, unbelievable, man. Crazy.
Hey, I got two questions for you. One is WWE for you, Ryan, and the other one's MMA for Matt. I'll do the MMA first. Hey, Matt, let me ask you a question. Kimbo Slice.
Mm-hmm.
Is this guy going to be legitimate, or is this guy just a gimmick to try to get a certain type of element of fan base into MMA? Because when I saw him last year for that X League, a featherweight knocked him out in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's a gimmick. I think he'll do good TV rating numbers for The Ultimate Fighter being on that this year with Rampage as a coach, too. Rashad, not so much. Who cares? But Rampage is a great personality. He's kind of like the UFC's Muhammad Ali. He's just funny, entertaining guy. And Kimbo, I mean, he's a star, whether people like it or not. He's just not a legitimate fighter. So that'll be exposed, I'm almost positive, on The Ultimate Fighter because it's a bunch of heavyweights, so somebody's going to knock him out eventually. He's not going to win it. And but I think just being on the show will elevate his star power even more because he's already a star, whether people like it or not, like I said. And I think with the extra star power from the TV, I think if they use him in UFC, just for like UFC Fight Night specials, that it'll help the ratings for those live fights they do on Spike TV. So I think that was the best. Let me
just say this, Boone, because I mean I read an interview with Kimbo where he didn't spoil the show, but he seemed really confident.
Yeah.
And I mean you said that you don't think he has a shot at winning. Somebody will knock him out. I mean he sounded awfully confident during that interview that I read, where if he lost the show, I don't know if he would have been that up.
I think he's happy he's got like a dickload of money from UFC right now. I think he's all about the money, and I think he's got like a good deal set up now, because even if he wins one fight on that show, that brings him to the semifinals. So I mean that's enough. If he gets one win on TV as a UFC fighter, and he's already known as Kimbo, the internet legend guy, and he looks cool as shit, so I mean, he's going to get over. As long as if he wins or even looks good in a loss, he's going to get over. So they'll have another star, and he'd be perfect, like I said, for the live TV specials as opposed to pay-per-views because he can draw his own audience because he's got a different kind of audience than most of the guys they've got.
Yeah. Also, how does the diehard UFC fan feel that the heavyweight champion is a former WWE superstar?
They're taking
curiosity.
They're taken to him now. When he first came in, they just did not want to like him, no matter if he was good or not. They assumed he would get beat by anybody legitimate, and when that didn't happen, like even in the Frank Mir fight, I think I wasn't impressed with the first Frank Mir fight with Brock Lesnar. He looked like a fish out of water, spazzing out. His punches looked like little girly punches, but he obviously had the quickness and the wrestling that we already knew he had. So I wasn't impressed with that first fight. But a lot of the diehard UFC fans, when they saw that first fight, they're like, oh shit. Brock's the real deal, and ever since then, especially with the Randy Couture knockout and the rematch with Mir, people know, and people know he's the real deal, and the diehard fans have taken to him. And in fact, I mean, him versus Fedor seems to be the outcry now, and nobody's talking about Randy Fedor anymore. It's all about Brock Fedor now, so they think he's legit. I'm
happy for Brock, and I'm also happy for Sable. Boys, he still looks great. Hey, Matt, Ryan, I totally agree with you. That wrestling fan number 2, guy, I don't know what you're looking at, kid, because the knockouts are 1,000 times leap years better than any WWE diva. That's including Beth Phoenix. I'm sorry. You know me, Ryan. I'm tight with TNA. You know that. With meeting all the stars all the time and stuff like that. I'll be at Bound for Glory, by the way, out in Irvine in October for Sting's last match. But my point is, I couldn't agree with you more, Ryan. The WWE Divas doesn't do it for me. But here's my question to you guys, and this is a legitimate question. Is it me, or when me and my nephew watch the WWE, except for, let's say, 3 or 4 wrestlers, the fans and the crowd are dead? I mean, unless it's Jeff Hardy, Batista, John Cena, the crowd seems like they're not interested. Remember about 6 weeks ago, before Edge got hurt, they had that colossal SmackDown main event, Edge versus Chris Jericho, before they became a tag team, and you couldn't hear a pin drop. It was so dead, the crowd. The second Jeff Hardy comes out, the crowd goes nuts. Is it me, fellas, or do the WWE really have an image problem like Jericho says? They have a crisis. Because except for a handful of wrestlers, when you watch a WWE event, the crowds are dead.
Yeah, but the guys that you just listed that are over, what do they have in common? John Cena, Jeff Hardy, they all appeal to children. And I think you get that loud, squeaky pop from the live audience when the child stars come out. Batista's one of those too. He's the big muscle guy. So I mean, I think guys like real stars, like real wrestling fans, diehards like yourself and Ryan that go to the local shows just because you love the event and the atmosphere. I think the guys like Jericho that appeal to you guys don't appeal to they appeal to the kid audience, but it's not like they don't get frantic like when John Cena comes out because John Cena is directly geared towards them. You know what I mean? And Jeff Hardy's the same.
I know what you're saying because, Matt, you said you go back to the days of Hogan and Randy Savage, right, 20 years ago?
Yeah, I was more of an NWA guy, but I followed that too.
Now, remember back in the day when any of the good wrestlers, I mean, a guy like, let's say, in today's WWE, a guy like, let's say, okay, I got a guy for you. A guy like MVP.
Okay.
If he was wrestling against, let's say, a John Morrison, we would sit there and applaud both guys for giving us a hell of a show.
Yeah.
Today's crowd seems bored to death if it's those two guys in a good fight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you think it's because the wrestling is secondary now and it's more of a show kind of thing that they're looking for, or I mean, what do you think the reason is?
I think a lot of it has to do with what you just said, Matt, about the children factor, that only a certain group of guys appeal. But I'll tell you something else what it is, which is sad. And I said this to Ryan Clark many times. I don't know what it is, but ever since the tragic of Benoit, the whole company has changed. I mean, it's just totally changed. And I think the real diehard fan went with you, Matt, to MMA. That's number one. The Attitude Era fan left WWE and went to MMA. And number two, the ones that are left are being drowned out, and they're now sitting in the upper deck of every arena because when you watch a WWE event, you guys are there. The wannabe crowd who wants to be seen, the ones with the signs, they sit in the good seats. When you look up at the upper deck, no one has signs up there because it's the real wrestling fans.
Well, that your sign won't get seen on TV, but
I mean, here's an example. I mean, last night's Raw. I mean, I get fan reports all the time where they say the crowd was hot all night. So I don't know if it just doesn't come across on TV as well as it does in the live arena. I'm not sure what the deal is. I mean, I don't attend enough WWE events to say that the crowd is dead, but it sure as hell seems like it. I mean, when you watch Raw or you watch a pay-per-view, I mean, it seems like that crowd is just...
Well, look at Sunday night at the SummerSlam. Except for one or two matches, that crowd was half dead.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Rey Mysterio match, there was a standing ovation, but after Rey Mysterio until DX came out, that crowd was dead. And when that Nancy O'Dell bimbo came out, she was so lost, it was embarrassing. You could hear crickets. Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh, no, you're right.
You're very passionate.
I mean, that's the way it comes across on TV. I mean, I would have to go to more live WWE events. I mean, when they come to Albany, I'll be able to tell you how the crowd reaction was throughout the show on the SmackDown show. They're coming, God, what is it? I believe I'm going to Ring of Honor is, God, I think
the 26th. Hey, Ryan, by the way, I got something for you. You want to meet Bret Hart? I'll get you an extra ticket to meet Bret Hart before the show.
No, I probably won't attend the autograph session. I'll probably just go to the live event. I'm thinking about doing a.
What arena is that, Ryan?
That's at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh, really?
They're going to do it in the. That event is not going to be in. It's actually, you were talking about the balcony earlier today. It's actually not going to be held in the normal arena. They're going to do it in the Grand Ballroom, I believe.
Yeah, the Grand Ballroom, the one that with the TNA was in last year when I was at that one when Booker T had 6 people kicked out of the arena during the match.
That's not the one that they did the ECW One Night Stand in.
No, that's the
other one.
actual Hammerstein.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think